Hey guys, how's it going today? cryptoFOXXY here. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel. So yesterday we had an announcement from Gary Gensler, which was kind of uncharacteristic of him, saying that Ethereum ETFs are on schedule. So let's talk about what we could potentially see for inflows in terms of, how many people are basically going to buy Ethereum ETFs. Let's jump into it in this video. Before we do so though, please make sure you guys smash like button and subscribe to the channel as well for more cryptocurrency news. I cover crypto all the time on the channel, and Ethereum is pretty much the backbone of the altcoin market. I mean, people will argue, Solana is this, we've got Base, we've got all these different alt chains that are pretty much running altcoins, but we also have Ethereum being one of the older networks, and it basically we if you're into DeFi whatsoever, you pretty much probably own Ethereum or Ethereum altcoins. So enough said, if Ethereum does, have a big massive boost, it's going to bring up all the Ethereum coins with it because a lot of them are paired to Ethereum. So I mean, this could be a very significant event for a lot of us that are into DeFi. So Ether spot ETFs are likely to attract about 15 billion of net inflows in the first 18 months. Bitwise CIO Matt Hugin wrote, is estimated by comparing the relative market caps of Bitcoin and Ether. Okay, so Bitcoin benefits from the first mover advantage, which may reduce the inflows into spot Ether ETFs. And he does make a few compelling statements on that as well. So one way to estimate potential inflows is to consider the relative market caps of Bitcoin and Ether, and the report said Bitcoin is currently 74% of the combined market value. So the report noted investors will probably allocate Bitcoin and Ether ETFs in the same proportions. Okay. So US investors have invested about 56 billion into spot Bitcoin ETFs since their introduction in January. And this is expected to grow to $100 billion or more by the end of 2025. Using this $100 billion figure as a reference, spot Ether ETPs would need to attract 35 billion in assets to reach parity. This is a process that he expects to take about 18 months. In Canada, however, their Ether ETPs account for only 22 to 23% of total asset under management. Some investors may have bought a Bitcoin ETP and stopped there, thinking their crypto exposure is covered, right? Because a lot of asset managers are telling their base basically, or their customers, that you should only put so much into crypto. It's a very, very small amount, just to have an overall diversified portfolio. They'll have stocks and mutual funds and all that stuff, real estate, etc. But they tell them to only put a very, very small amount into crypto, and they might just buy Bitcoin and say, okay, I'm done, right? So this dynamic may be true in the U.S. also, assuming either ETFs only capture 22% of the market, as in Canada, cuts the estimate of new inflows to about 18 billion, and other factors chop off another 3 billion. So that's potential. I mean, it could actually end up being a lot more than they think, just because the fact that, right, guys, like this is still, it's only the US market, right? We still have other factors, other things going on in the rest of the world. So, kind of narrowing their vision to only the US markets. I know it's going to be a new product there, and we're probably going to see some inflows. But, is it going to be an absolute, banger and, we're going to all retire, drive all our assets, to the moon, basically? Probably not, but it's going to be exposure to the markets, and it's going to be exposure for companies or, institutions that might not otherwise be into cryptocurrency, or even really, look outside of Bitcoin being, Ethereum is cryptocurrency as well. And it's very well could be that, a lot of them will just buy Bitcoin and say, okay, I have crypto, right? But a lot of other ones are probably going to look at it and say, well, how do I maybe get a different ROI other than just Bitcoin? And Ethereum is your next best bet, right? It's the number 2 cryptocurrency. So, Ethereum would definitely be something on their radar because, Bitcoin might be able to 2, 3x, but Ethereum could, 7, 8, 9x. You know what I mean? So, it's definitely something we're going to have to wait and see what happens. But, either or, it's going to bring exposure to the cryptocurrency market. It's going to put the price of Ethereum up because these companies that are going to hold their assets under management are going to have to actually purchase them. And they're also going to have to sell them when their customers sell as well. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, ETFs I don't think are a bad thing. Does it kind of take away from the main purpose of cryptocurrency? I don't really think so, because I think a lot of these people might not have gotten into crypto anyways if it wasn't for ETFs. So I really don't think it really takes away from really what we are doing here. But that's what I got for you guys in this video. I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know down below, do you think that the Ethereum ETF is going to be a massive event, or are we just going to kind of see meh? You can write meh if you want. All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.